Most people think they're trying to change their life, but what they're often doing is forcing movement on the same lifeline. And those two things feel very different, even though they can look similar on the surface. Forcing change usually feels like effort. It feels like pushing through resistance, trying to stay positive, managing reactions, correcting yourself when you slip. There's tension in it, urgency, a sense that something needs to happen soon. And even when it works, it rarely feels stable. Shifting lifelines feels different. It's quieter. There's less urgency, less pressure to prove something, less emotional charge around outcomes. You're still taking action. You're still making decisions. But the action doesn't feel tight. It feels aligned. Here's the key distinction most people miss. Forcing change tries to move reality. Shifting lifelines changes how you relate to reality. And reality moves in response. That's a very different relationship. In reality transurfing, lifelines don't shift because you want something badly enough. They shift because pressure drops, reaction softens, importance dissolves, interpretation changes. Those shifts don't happen through willpower, they happen through awareness. This is why so many people feel frustrated. They understand transurfing intellectually, but when life applies pressure, they go right back to forcing. Not because they're failing, but because awareness hasn't yet become trust. And trust doesn't come from reading or thinking. It comes from lived experience. Shifting lifelines isn't about making the right move. It's about recognizing when you're pushing, when you're reacting, when you're tightening control, and knowing when to ease off instead. That moment, right there, is where lifelines begin to diverge. This is also why obstacles tend to multiply when we force change. In transurfing terms, forcing creates excess potential. Excess potential demands balance, and balance often shows up as obstacles, not as punishment, but as correction. When you stop forcing, something interesting happens. Reality starts coordinating. Opportunities appear without struggle. Timing improves. Resistance decreases. Not because life suddenly became easy, but because you're no longer fighting the current. That's what it means to surf the wave of fortune. This is the capacity I'm focusing on in a 10-week live experience called Reality Transurfing Lifeline Integration. Not teaching people how to force better outcomes, but helping them feel the difference between force and alignment in real time. So when life presents a moment of tension, you know what to do without second-guessing yourself. The goal isn't control, the goal is trust. Trust in your ability to recognize when to act, when to wait, and when to stop pushing altogether. That's how lifelines shift naturally. If this distinction resonates with you, and you're curious about learning how to recognize and stabilize it in everyday life, I've shared the details of Reality Transurfing Lifeline integration in the first comment below. No urgency, no pressure, just information so you can feel if it's the right next step for you. Forcing change creates resistance. Shifting lifelines creates movement. And once you feel the difference, you don't really want to go back.